Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing on this New Year's Eve? How's everybody's last day of 2025 going? How is everybody feeling going into 2026? Can you believe it? Another year gone, another year coming. The strike zone is 2 years old, and it's about to enter its third season of baseball, right? Of Yankee baseball, covering Yankee baseball. Can you believe it, folks? Here we are. Here we are, and shout out to the folks in the chat. Make sure you all hit the like button, hit that subscribe. Share this channel out with everybody you know. I would greatly appreciate it. I know I haven't really gone live for a little over 2 weeks, but honestly, there really hasn't been too much of a reason to go live, especially for the fact that, it's been a very slow off season, for the New York Yankees. Absolutely. I mean, yeah, they've made some signings here and there, but nothing big. But it's just been a slow off season in general, right? I mean, Cody Bellinger's still a free agent. Kyle Tucker's still a free agent. I mean, these guys are not signed by any team yet. And, is it shocking? It's a little shocking, but at the same time, it's also not that shocking, right? Obviously the asking price of players is is insane. So what are you gonna do? But how's everybody doing, real quick, before I get into it? How's everybody feeling? How are you all doing? Are you all ready for 2026? Are you all ready for a new year? Let me know what you all have in mind, what goals you all have in mind. I know 2025, at least for me, it's been a good year, right? I mean, if we're talking for the channel, for the strike zone, it's been a really good year. One big thing is, the strike zone broke 2,000 subs, which, I greatly appreciate everybody's support, all the new and current subscribers, all the ones that have been with me since day one, and everybody else that has joined me later on and has been helping me on this journey. So I mean, if it wasn't for all of you, I probably wouldn't be here right now. But I'm going to try and keep this nice and short. I know I usually go live for a little while, but I'll try and keep it nice and short because I know it's New Year's Eve. I know folks are going to be with their families, are going to go out, and if you are going to go out, please be safe. Right. Please be safe. It gets a little wild out there. So, just don't do anything stupid. And if I don't recommend anybody to drink, but if for some reason you do, don't drink and drive, obviously. Right. Just call a friend, call a family member, call an Uber. Right. Just don't get behind the wheel. But with that being said, let me say what's up to the chat real quick. Let me say what's up. Let's see who we got in the building. Katie's first person in the building. What is up? Watcher, what is going on? How are you? What's going on, Watcher? Stephen B is in the building. David Cohen, what's up, dude? How are you? How's it going? Izzy Diva, what's up, man? Appreciate you. Like number 8. Let's get those likes up. Brad, how's it going? We got Beagle in the building. What is up? How we doing? Who else we got in the building? Just going down the list here. We got Pasty in the building. What's up, dude? Hopefully the twin babies are doing good. How are you? What is up? What is up? But yeah, I mean, and yes, I did want to bring this to people's attention. Uber is cheaper than your life or someone else's. 100%. 100%. No doubt about it. And too many hours for work and need family time with the way. Yeah, I heard that, dude. That's what I'm doing. I'm honestly going to be staying home and, probably spend a little time with my niece. It's her birthday today. So, it's her birthday today. So, going to spend some time with her. David Cohen's doing good. Petruzzi, what is up? Ken, how are you, Ken? Good to see you. Happy New Year to you as well, to everybody and your family. Happy New Year. So, I'll get right into it, right? the Yankees, yeah, like I said, it's been a very quiet offseason, unfortunately. It's been an extremely quiet offseason. I know the Yankees have, made some moves here and there, but nothing big, right? Usually during the offseason, especially during the winter meetings, the Yankees make one big move, right? Whether it's a trade or whether it's a signing, the Yankees make one big move, but that hasn't happened yet. Now, one thing is for sure. Yeah, they're still in. On Cody Bellinger, right? That we already know. They're still in negotiations with Cody Bellinger. Now, from what John Heyman was saying, Cody Bellinger and the Yankees are in agreement on the AAV or the money, right? But they're just not in agreement on the years. So, it's been said that apparently Scott Boras, Cody Bellinger are both, looking for 6 or 7 years for Cody Bellinger, and the Yankees are looking to stay at 5 years. I can't say I blame the Yankees for not wanting to offer more years. I mean, the Yankees are, they don't want to commit to that many years, 6 or 7 years, because honestly, look, every contract that's signed, every long-term contract that's signed, I mean, the front end always looks good, but the back end is where it truly starts to hurt, because after a while, the back end of the contract always is going to hurt, especially as players get older. They don't have the skill set that they once did. They're getting hurt more. They slow down as they get older, but that comes with the territory. Unfortunately, it's not just for baseball players. It's athletes in general, right? It's just the way it is. It's reality. And Jeff Passan apparently, put out something today on Twitter saying that the Yankees do not appear willing to move off their current stance regarding free agent outfielder Cody Bellinger's asking price. So, yeah, and it doesn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that the Yankees are not willing to budge. Do I blame them? No, I don't blame them whatsoever. Now, listen, do I want Cody Bellinger back? I would absolutely love to have Cody Bellinger back. I think, to me, I think he played a role for the Yankees, both with the bat, both with the glove. I mean, I think, he was a big help for the team last season. I don't think there's any doubt about that. He put up some good numbers for the Yankees. Is he going to be able to put up numbers like that consistently? That's still a question mark, right? That's a big question mark. We don't know. And, for me, when it comes to Bellinger, what I think the deal that's going to get it done, I think it's, I'm good with 5 years. Realistically speaking, I think 5 years is the right deal. All right. But I think, if the Yankees are really trying to bring him back, I think you need to make it 5 years and then make that 6-year an option. But don't make it a player option. Either make it a mutual option or make it a club option. Right. I think the Yankees are just being a little bit more careful in, in the years that they commit to. Right. And I don't think it's just with Bellinger. I think it's just now with any player any free agent that they negotiate with, because again, the Yankees have been burned committing to long-term contracts and spending a lot of money. Right. Again, the front end of those contracts look really good, but then the back end is where it really, really hurts. That's just the nature of the beast. And what's up, Davey? What's going on? He says, I remember when we signed DJ, how we felt exotic until wheels fell out. Unfortunately, right? I mean, DJ LeMahieu, I mean, again, you talk about a guy like DJ LeMahieu, he was great, right, early on with the Yankees. And, there was a reason why the Yankees signed him to the deal that they did. I mean, yeah, they signed him to a longer-term deal, but that was to lower the AAV. Unfortunately, that contract aged badly. DJ, if it wasn't for those injuries, if it wasn't, if he wasn't missing games, I mean, DJ would be a much better player than what he showcased. Aaron Hicks, another one. That was just a bad contract. He completely fell off. The Rizzo deal was bad. It just didn't pan out. There was a lot of signings that just didn't work out, right? You were hoping some of these signings, you were hoping some of these signings that the Yankees have made in the past, really worked out for them, but it didn't. But in terms of Cody Bellinger, listen, I don't think Bellinger is going to be a bad contract, personally, but I'm not looking to go 6 or 7 years for Cody Bellinger. I'm not. I'd go 5 years. I'm comfortable with 5 years. I think 5 years is only right. And I mean, if there needs to be that 6 year, I would go. I would include a 6 year, but I would I would make it a mutual option or a club option. I wouldn't make it a player option. That's just me. That's just what I would do, right? And I know there's a lot of fans out there that that are not wanting to necessarily bring back Cody Bellinger. They would rather go after Kyle Tucker, and Kyle Tucker surprisingly is still out there, but you got to wonder what his asking price is, what his agent and what he is looking for. That remains to be a question. And look, I know I've said in the past that a few times, and I know some folks probably thought I was crazy, but I said that Kyle Tucker's contract could get up to $400 million. Is that still a possibility? I still think it is. I think he's looking for that kind of money. I mean, after all, I know I'm not trying to compare Kyle Tucker to Juan Soto. I'm not trying to compare him to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but I'm just saying if you look at the contracts that those guys got paid, Kyle Tucker's going to look. He's looking to get paid big time, and I'm sure he wants his he wants a high AAV, and he probably wants his AAV to be more than Aaron Judge's. Although I don't think he deserves it, but again, that's what he's going to try and demand. Personally, what I think with Kyle Tucker, I when it comes to Kyle Tucker, I think it's $35 to $38 million is what I think he deserves in terms of AAV. I don't think he deserves 40, but he may very well get that, right? He may very well get that. But I realistically, again, this is just my opinion. I'm not saying Tucker's a bad player. Tucker's a great player. Kyle Tucker's a great player, but I think his AAV will should be about 35 to 38. And when it comes to Cody Bellinger, I've said it in the past. I think his AAV, should be 27.5 to 28. I think that's what his AAV should be. I don't think it should be $30 million. And I know the Yankees and Bellinger's, it sounds like they're in agreement on the money, but what's the AAV on that? I wonder, that's what I'm wondering. I'm hoping it's not $30 million. But I think 27.5 to 28 million, I think is where Bellinger should be. I think that's where he needs to be. 29, sure, you could possibly go 29, but I think again that 27.5 to 28 to me is a little bit more realistic. What's up, Jacob Frederick? Good to see you, buddy. How are you? What is going on? And like I said, we'll see what happens, folks. I mean, we're let's see if the Yankees could get something done in January, because when you think about it, we're not too far away from pitchers and catchers reporting. I mean, we're about 6-7 weeks away from pitchers and catchers reporting. to spring training. So before you know it, spring training games are gonna start being played, and before you know it, the regular season's gonna be here. So time is moving fast. The time is ticking. So the Yankees are gonna have to they're gonna have to act, right. I mean, right now, the 2026 season for the New York Yankees is a big question mark, right? For me, it's definitely a bigger question mark than it was in 2025. And I was confident with the Yankees in 2025 in terms of, they were going to have a good season. I mean, yes, they did hit a few bumps in the road. I was confident that they were going to, make it to the postseason. 2026, though, is going to be, a bigger. To me, as of right now, it's a bigger question mark for me. Okay, it's a bigger question mark for me because there are holes on this team, and those holes need to be filled. And let's just assume that Kyle Tucker, or not Kyle Tucker, but Cody Bellinger is brought back. What's up, Ronald? Let's just assume that Cody Bellinger is brought back. That's not going to be enough, right? It's not going to be enough. Bringing Cody Bellinger back is not going to be enough. Yankees need a lot of help with pitching. Okay, and to start the season, they're going to have a few guys missing in the rotation, right? Garrett Cole, we know he's not going to start on time, right? His timeline right now with the to come back, if I had to guess, it's I know they said May or June, but realistically speaking, I'm going to say June, just to be on the safe side. Carlos Rodon is going to miss April. It sounds like he'll probably be back like in the first week of May. And they're also going to miss Clark Schmidt. So, 3/5 of their rotation is hurt, so, the Yankees, what do they do here? Right. I mean, they have options, right? They could, there is the obvious elephant in the room. There is Tatsuya Imai, who, by the way, has, 2 days to make a decision on where he needs to go. And there's been a lot of chatter when it comes to the Yankees and Tatsuya Imai, and it's been a lot of mixed reporting, right? There's been so much mixed reporting. We don't know if the Yankees are in on Imai. We don't know if they're not in on there. There is no connection between, the Yankees and Imai. I mean, there's been a lot of mixed reporting when it comes to that. But you want to know something? The Yankees need to get Imai. I've been saying it all off season. The Yankees need to get Imai. They need to lock him down, right? And before I continue further, let me say what's up to a few folks. It's Over is in the building. My boy Jesse from the Ringside Renaissance is in the building. What's up, dude? Happy New Year. All is well here, man. Hopefully everything is well with you. Hopefully 2026 is a good year for you, Jesse, and for everybody else in the chat, everybody that's out there. But yeah, getting back to Tatsuya Imai, the Yankees. I know I'm not the only one that's been saying it, but the Yankees absolutely need a lot. Sign him to a contract. They have to. He's a must in my opinion. I really think he's a must. I think he would add some value to rotation, and not to mention some of the comments that he's been making. In terms of wanting to beat the Dodgers, right? I think that's right. I mean, that's right up the Yankees' alley. I mean, I don't know how you don't go after this guy. He wants to beat the Dodgers. It sounds like, from what's been reported, it sounds like he doesn't want to play with another Japanese player on the team, which, it's a perfect scenario. The Yankees don't have another Japanese player on their team. So, again, a golden opportunity for the Yankees to go out there and sign this guy, right? Let me get to some of the chat here. It's over. Says the Yankees need to get Imai. If they don't land him, would they go for Giolito or Bassett? Can't see them going after Bassett. Giolito, I wouldn't mind, but I think at that point, I would honestly say they could go out there and trade for somebody. I mean, realistically, I would say if they're going to trade for somebody, Freddie Peralta would be a good one. I mean, even though he'd be a 1-year rental, but what would be the cost on that, right? I mean, if the Yankees were to trade for a guy like that, Giolito could be a possibility. Bassett, I mean, maybe on a 1-year deal, but I don't think Bassett would Bassett would have been somebody I would have liked a while back, but not so much now. Yankees scouted Imai. They like him. I think we're in on him. I don't think they want everyone knowing. Yeah, it could be. At this point, who knows? I would say the Yankees are in on him. I don't know if the Yankees and Imai have even met yet, but there's a window. There's a window. So let's see what happens. Tasty Pasty says we need a cheap vet that can eat innings until the boys get back. Yeah, we got yours. Yeah, well, I mean, it's again they're going to need they need to get Imai. I'm just saying they need to get Imai. What's up, Jockey Boy? No, he hasn't been signed yet. He's still a free agent. No, they're not. They're definitely not going to be overpaying. Bregman's not coming to the Yankees. So let's be real here. Are the Yankees willing to go through the Imai growing pains, though? I mean, he's got pitching experience, though. Granted, he's got pitching experience in Japan, but if they're going with, but the better question for growing pains, are the Yankees willing to go with one of their guys from the farm? I mean, you want to talk about growing pains. That's the bigger question. Is the guys that they have in the farm, are they willing to go through the growing pains with those guys? I mean, I know signing Imai is, it's a risk, but the guy has good stuff, and again, he's definitely an arm that the Yankees can use. What's up, Mystic MMA? 3 biggest winners and 3 biggest losers in terms of this offseason. I mean, I gotta think about that one. I mean, I don't know about winners and losers, but the Blue Jays, I mean, they've been pretty active. The Pirates have been pretty active. I mean, the White Sox, I mean, they signed Murakami. So there's those guys. I mean, losers. I mean, I guess in terms of losers, I mean, I'm not going to say it's not like the Yankees have done much of anything. The Mets really haven't done much of anything except they signed they signed Devin Williams, Luke Weaver, but the Orioles, that was a win for them to sign. For them, it was a win to sign Pete Alonso. Don't be a troll, bro. Absolutely not. Ken says, I don't see Imai as a viable option. All major markets clubs are staying away from him. Only clubs will appear to be interested are Angels, White Sox, and Cubs. Imai hasn't met with the Yankees. So, okay. I mean, Imai hasn't met with the Yankees. Well, who was talking? Where'd you hear this from? Because I haven't read anything like that. I'm not saying it's not true, but I haven't seen anything like that. But if the Yankees are not in Imai, then what do they do? Do they go in-house or do they trade for somebody? Right? I'm not trading for any of the starters we have connected to. I would sign Ranger Suarez, solid pitcher, and a dog in a postseason. I wouldn't. I mean, I like Suarez. I am a fan of Suarez, but I wonder what his price is. But Suarez is another guy. And does he come with a qualifying offer, Ken? I mean, that's going to be my next question. Does he come with a qualifying offer? Yankees fans aren't typically, yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. Most of the fan base, I mean, they're not patient with players that are new, right, to the organization. And and if guys are coming up within the organization and they're not performing up to whatever the fans' expectations are, which is a lot of the times it's pretty absurd. They completely give up on him. I mean, again, it's like this is always the question I always ask people. Okay, do you want the Yankees to spend money on a big name player, whether it's a bat or a pitcher, or would you rather go within the farm? And that's the big question, because if you go with somebody from the farm, you got to go through those growing pains. Don't expect these guys to be lights out, right? I mean, there are those rare players that are out there, right? Paul Skeens, right? Those guys like that. Those guys are rare, but not every player or pitcher, right, is going to be like Paul Skeens, right? Not every bat is that's coming up. They're not going to be like a Juan Soto with the bat. Like you gotta, again, manage your expectations. These are some of the things that I keep some of the things that I keep saying. So you know, but again, right? A lot of Yankees fans, they don't have the patience. I mean, I do personally. I can't speak for the rest of you, but yeah, I mean, it sucks to go through those growing pains, but that's what you have to do. And some guys pan out, some guys don't. So Ken's saying 25 million AAV and a QO. Are the Yankees wanting to sign a guy with a QO though? I know they've signed players that were attached to qualifying offers. Are they willing to give up IFA money and a draft pick, right? Are they willing to do that? I mean, 25 million AAV for a guy like Suarez, not bad at all, right? I don't think that's a bad deal. But the qualifying offer is the question mark for me. Do the Yankees do they want to sign a guy that's attached to a QO, right? Is that something that they want to do? I mean, that's my question. Steve Levine, what's up? He says he just said he don't want to play with the Yankees. He wants to play with the National League team. If we're talking about Imai, well, if that's the case, then then so be it. But yeah, then he can go play for the National League if that's really the case. If we're talking about Imai here. Davey says Maestros Cashman is overreaching with his farm system, or he may know what he have that we don't. What do you mean by overreaching with his farm system? I guess I'm not understanding what you're saying there. But look, if it's not Imai, if it's not Suarez, I mean, again, the Yankees need to they need somebody in that rotation, and they need to get somebody. And I know there were some folks out there, right? With all due respect, were saying that the Yankees may not want to sign Imai because they already have for financial reasons, because they already have money committed to to Garrett Cole, to Carlos Rodon, to Max Fried, which I totally get. And I was talking with Jason from 161 about this, which shout out to Jason. The thing is, okay, let's just say you don't sign Imai, right? Or, I'll just say Imai, right? Let's just say you don't sign Imai because of the money. I mean, you're still, if they go the trade route, then yeah, you're going to have to give up, you're going to have to give up some farm guys that, you may not want to give up. And let's just say they trade for a guy like Freddie Peralta, then what? Right? You trade for a guy like Freddie Peralta, he's a 1-year rental, right? And he's going to be a free agent. So, I mean, if the Yankees wanted to bring him back, they're going to have to spend money on him, right? You could say the same thing. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I think Mackenzie Gore, I think he would be another 1-year rental. You'd have to, I think if he is a 1-year rental, I think you would have to bring him back when he becomes a free agent. I know Sandy Alcantara's name has been mentioned. I know he comes with some control, but when you think about it, he could technically be a 1-year rental because his 2027 option for his contract, it's a club option, and the Yankees could easily decline it. So really, I mean, like those three names that I just mentioned, though, you know, those guys are, they could be, they are rentals, right? With the exception of Alcantara, because it is a club option. The Yankees could bring him back, assuming that the Yankees are in on him or wanted to trade for him. But the other two guys would, be rentals. And if the Yankees were interested in bringing those guys back, you're going to have to spend money on them. And when it comes to the starting rotation, the Yankees are going to have to, they're really going to have to start thinking about the future, right? I mean, and the reason why I say that is because 2028 is not far away. 2028 is not far away. Why am I bringing up 2028? Because Garrett Cole's contract is going to be up. Carlos Rodon's contract is going to be up. You're going to have to replace those guys, right? So the starting rotation is going to need replenishment. So you need to replace those guys. How are you going to replace those guys? If the Yankees had a guy like Imai locked down, at least you have somebody, right? At least you have somebody in that rotation. But then they're going to have to fill in that other hole. So the Yankees rotation, in a couple of years, is going to be a question mark. And I know there's going to be, I know you got some guys that are going to be free agents like Skubal, right? He's going to be a free agent after the 2026 season. Would the Yankees be interested in signing a guy like Skubal? They're going to check in on Skubal. There's no doubt about that. They'll link. The Yankees will be linked to Skubal, but would the Yankees want to sign a guy like that to their organization, to the team? I don't know, right? But I'm sure they'll do their due diligence like they always do, and check in on the guy like Skubal and see what the asking price is going to be. And of course, we all know his agent is Scott Boras. So like Scott Boras does, he's going to ask for the moon, right? He's going to ask for the moon. So, again, with the rotation, it's something that the Yankees they're going to have to start thinking about it. I know it's a couple of years away, but at the same time, it's not that far away. Before you know it, 2 years passes by and then bam, now it's like you're no Cole, no Rodon. How do you replace those guys? Do you go in-house or you go out there and sign somebody? It's something that I thought about recently when it comes to rotation. Cashman thinks Cam Schlittler and Spencer Jones are superstars, or yeah. Well, look, Schlittler showed some great potential though when he was brought up. I mean, he looked confident out there. He felt really good. I mean, yeah, there's still some things that he needs to improve on. I know he's adding another pitch to his arsenal, which he absolutely has to. I think Schlittler has, based on what we saw, has all the potential in the world. I think his ceiling is high. When it comes to Spencer Jones, he had a good season at the minor leagues. Spencer Jones has so much potential. The guy, he's a great defensive glove. I mean, he could play anywhere in the outfield. I know he mainly plays center field, but you could put him anywhere in the outfield. He's got a great glove, great bat. I know his strikeouts are super high, but or not super high, but a little bit high. But the guy, he can hit, he can run, he can field. I mean, Spencer Jones is a great player, and he had a great season down there at AAA. So, Cashman has to bet on these guys. I mean, he's got to believe in what he has in the farm. And I know a lot of folks want to say that, the Yankees overhype their prospects. I mean, when it comes to the prospects, I'm always the guy that's like, I'm going to manage my expectations. Let's see what these guys could do at the major league level. Right. You gotta give it time. And I know, folks say the Yankees don't draft the best players, but you know why that is? Because they don't have losing seasons. In order for the Yankees to get the top draft pick or to get the best player available, they gotta have losing seasons. It's as simple as that. They have to have losing seasons. All right. I mean, they got to go through like what the Orioles did and have like 99 to 100 losses, 3 or 4 seasons in a row to get that top draft pick and start rebuilding. But we know the Yankees are not a team that's going to rebuild. I mean, the last time the Yankees had a top draft pick was like the early 90s. I mean, since then they've had winning records, right? So it's just something to keep in mind. If Imai is not a Cole or a Scooble, they will be. We're not. Well, we're not. Here's the thing, Imai. I don't think he's this ace level pitcher. I don't think. I mean, at least for me, I'm not expecting him to be a Garrett Cole or a Todrick Scooble. That's not what I'm expecting. From Imai. I think Imai, I mean, for me, I think he would project more as like a number 3, number 4 in the rotation. I'm not expecting this guy to be an ace level. Like I'm not expecting him to be Garrett Cole or Scooble. I mean, I don't think he's being viewed, if we're comparing him to other Japanese pitchers, I don't think he's being viewed as as like a Yamamoto type, right? I don't think that's the case. What's up, Jared? Happy New Year, man. Yeah, Sonny Gray and Wilson Contreras. Yeah, they did some moves. He said, I don't mind that Cashman overhype. His fun problem is, does he believe the overhype? Well, I mean, he gives. I mean, I know some of these players get limited opportunities. I know the biggest controversy is always, Jason Dominguez, right? The Martian. I mean, I know a lot of fans were upset that he didn't get the playing time that he should have gotten. But at the same time, it's, when you have guys like Grisham, Bellinger, Judge, when they're all performing, it's hard to play them, right? I mean, Grisham, when you talk, and let's specifically talk about Trent Grisham. He had a great year. I mean, it was not a year that I expected from Trent Grisham, but that was his best year. Obviously the Yankees gave him a QO. He took it. I mean, the Yankees got him for another year. So, let's see what happens. But, how these guys. How would these guys, for me, it's like, yeah, they perform well at the minor leagues, but how do they perform at the major league level, right? And I know Dominguez, I know it's mixed reactions, mixed reactions from fans. Some fans really want him to get the playing time. Other fans are not, 100% sold on him. I mean, I think he has the potential, but here's the thing: if there's other guys that are playing better than he is, guess what? He's gonna ride the bench. But at the same time, if this guy is not going to get the playing time, then I'd rather his career not get wasted. But it's hard to play him when the other guys that are on the team are performing. It's hard to play him. So, it's a tough situation, man. It's hard. I hate to be the guy that is, making those decisions. That's why those guys get paid the big bucks. I'm just a fan of the team. So, and I come on here to talk to all of you. And Volpe, yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. I won't spend the whole time bashing Volpe, but I don't bash Volpe, but I haven't been impressed with Anthony Volpe. But anyway, Ken's adding here: Dominguez played winter ball this offseason. He hit on the 200. Yankees gave him a first base glove. What is supposed to be infielder? Yeah, I know he hasn't been. I know he hasn't been performing well at winter ball, for one reason or another. Um, and I didn't even know the Yankees gave him a first base glove. That's crazy. But is he supposed? I mean, I think he's supposed to be an outfielder, not an infielder. I don't think he belongs in the infield. But that's just me. I do not think that he belongs in the infield. That's what I think. I think he belongs in the outfield, but he needs work in the outfield. So Mystic MMA says even if you're sacrificing a bit of short-term production, it's worth it for Dominguez. That's the only way he can grow. Yeah, no, I get that, but it's going to be really interesting to see, when spring training comes around, because I believe that there is going to be a little bit of a competition between Dominguez and Spencer Jones. And, I think Spencer Jones, I mean, right now, it's his time now. I don't know how much longer you could keep him in the minors. I don't think, you keep Spencer Jones in the minors this year too. I'm like, why are the Yankees still keeping him on the roster? But I think there's going to be a bit of a competition for between Bellinger and or not Bellinger, excuse me, between Spencer Jones and Dominguez. So and let's just say if the Yankees don't bring Bellinger back, if they can't sign him back, then what? At least they have Jones, they got Dominguez. Then what do they do? Then one of those guys would win, right? Get the starting position. They'd be in the lineup. The other guy would be a fourth outfielder. So I mean, I don't know. The Yankees are in a very, very interesting situation right now. So we'll see. We'll see what goes down. But I'm still hoping the Yankees bring back Bellinger, of course, on a reasonable deal. I'm hoping that is the case. But it still remains to be seen when the signing is going to happen. I mean, we're still waiting. I mean, we're going to head into January. We're still waiting. And if this thing keeps dragging out, if I'm the Yankees, I'll move on. Honestly, I know the Yankees want to bring Bellinger back. I would love to have Bellinger back, but if it's going to continue getting complicated, then move on, man. That's the way I see it. Brad says the best thing for Volpe is to join the space program. Yeah, listen, I was never necessarily sold on Anthony Volpe. I felt like he had all the potential in the world, but it's just, what was it? This was his third year, right? His third year in the majors. I'm not, he had some moments, but not a whole lot. So there hasn't really been a whole lot of moments. But I think the Yankees really need to. I think the Yankees really need to, figure out what the shortstop, what shortstop is going to look like for the future. I know they got Caballero, but I don't, Caballero is not necessarily an everyday player. So, I mean, they got to figure that one out. And I know there's a lot of fans out there that are saying to go out there and sign Bo Bichette, who is surprisingly still out there. Could the Yankees sign him? Sure. If would I complain about it? Not necessarily. He's got a good bat. His bat is definitely better than Volpe's, but the defense is a question mark. And I know a lot of fans would ignore the defense, which is funny because the Yankee there was Yankees fans last year that were complaining about there was Yankees fans complaining about the Yankees' lack of fundamentals and their defense, which I find it funny that they're willing to ignore Bichette's defense and because he's got a good bat. So I don't know. Let me know what you all think. TC Steels, what's up, man? Good to see you, bro. I mean, it brings some optimism with the team. I hope besides the team, man, I hope for all of us, we have optimism just in general life, right? even if it's not baseball related. You know what I'm saying? But I hope you're doing well, TC. I know we haven't spoken in a little while, but I hope all is good with you, my friend. My plan for New Year's Eve, I'm staying home. I'm just enjoying my peace. Today is my niece's birthday, so we're going to spend a little time with her. She is growing up. I can't believe it, but I know it's part of life. I understand, but it's just crazy, But that's what I plan on doing, man. I'm just going to stay home, probably, lounge and just watch some movies. And that's what I'm going to be doing. What is Davey going to be doing? What are you going to do? And shout out to Andrew Dang for being a member for 9 months, man. Thank you for the support, as always. Thank you so much, Andrew, for being a member. And thank you to all the members. Thank you to all the subscribers. I mean, again, if it wasn't for all of you, this channel wouldn't be here, and I'd be talking to an empty room. So appreciate everybody's support. And, make sure you all hit the like button. Let's get those likes up, right? The more likes, the better. And if you're watching for the first time, hit that subscribe button too. So, yeah, Happy New Year's to you, man. God bless. Hopefully 2026 brings good for all of us. Here with your loud wife, 3 boys, and a loud dog. Oh, boy. For sure, man. No doubt. You got some noise in the house. That's cool. TC says all is well. A lot of family time. I hope all is well with you in 2026. Brings good health and much success to you, brother. I appreciate it, TC. Same to you, man. Same to you. Same to yours and your family. I hope your dad is doing well. I haven't seen your dad in a while, but I hope your father's doing well, man. Let me know how he's doing. Jonathan, what's up, Jonathan? How's it going, dude? What's going on? What is up? How we feeling? How you doing? But, all in all, this 2026 or season for the New York Yankees, it's a big question mark right now. I mean, I knew going into the offseason it was a big question mark, and it still is a big question mark. Heading into the 2026, what is this team going to look like, man? I mean, what are they going to look like? Because, again, if they bring Bellinger back, I'm going to be very happy about it, right? Like, I'm not going to complain, but they're going to need more than Bellinger. I know Brian Cashman said that he's looking for righty bats. I mean, what righty bats has he inquired about? You got to wonder who. What names he was interested in. Obviously, he's not going to tell us. I mean, he's going to hold everything to his chest. So everything is always a big secret. So when it comes to Cashman, so he doesn't reveal too much, which I can't say I blame him. We're all waiting for Imai to make a choice, and Okamoto, he's got till Sunday to make a choice. So, both guys, man, their windows are slowly closing. So they got to make a decision, whether it's today or tomorrow, but they got to make a decision, or else, if they don't, then back to Japan they go. TC says Pops is doing great. Cool, man. I'm glad your father's doing well. Glad to hear, bro. That's always good. Take care of your parents. Love your parents, as always. Davey says the thing with Bellinger is no one else is signing him, which shows the market is not as high on him as what he thinks. Well, look, it's not just with Bellinger. It's with all these guys that are still out there that are available, man. The thing is, it's just, the asking price is, I'm sure it's ridiculously high. There's a lot of organizations that are not willing to meet those demands. So do I blame the organizations? No, I don't. I mean, it's, people can, and I know fans say that, they can spend the money, right? When they can spend the money, it's not that big of a deal. But it's just, by going over the threshold, and I know for us, we don't, a lot of us are not going to really know and understand the business side of it. But the luxury tax that gets paid every season by teams like the Dodgers, Yankees, Mets. I mean, it's ridiculous. And you have, and it's, you got the revenue sharing. That's a whole different conversation, but for a different day. But a lot of these teams, like we talked about, it's like the ownership, they don't necessarily invest in their team. I mean, which is annoying. I mean, I can understand that from an owner's perspective, but there you go, TC. Ken says Austin Hayes and Jake Myers are two right-handed outfield bats that the Yankees have checked in on. I've heard of Hayes. Yeah, Hayes is one. What team is Austin Hayes? What happened there? Cool. What team is Austin Hayes? Yeah, he's on the Cincinnati Reds. That's what I thought. I feel like there was another player on the Reds that I would have liked. But I gotta look up that name. There was another Reds player that I wouldn't have minded. And when it comes to pitchers, another guy on that team is Nick Lodolo. I wouldn't mind the Yankees kind of looking into him. Maybe it wasn't the Reds. There was another player. Can't think of him off the top of my head. But Austin Hayes, though, and Dane Myers, Austin Hayes. I mean, a couple of those guys. I mean, that wouldn't be bad. I know Brandon Donovan's a left-handed bat. I know we're talking about right-handed bats, but Brandon Donovan is another guy that I would love to get. I know many of us Yankees fans have talked about him at great length. I mean, I would love for the Yankees to get Brandon Donovan, but I'm sure for what the Cardinals are probably asking for is probably ridiculous. So I probably would pass on him. But yeah, Ken says this year the Dodgers paid $169 million in luxury tax, which I saw that number, man. $169 million in luxury tax. That is ridiculous. Which is higher than 16 major league payrolls. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That is just an insane amount of money, man. But for the Dodgers, it's not really an issue. We've talked about it. Austin Hayes is Charlie Hayes' son, the guy who made it. Yeah, no, I know who Austin Hayes is. I definitely know who Charlie Hayes is. Oh yeah, but was it Austin Hayes? I'm sure the Yankees checked in on him back at the deadline, but they went the Ryan McMahon route. So, I know Ryan McMahon. I'm hoping his bat comes alive. His glove is fantastic. I love his glove. I mean, the glove is great, but his bat certainly needs improvement. Daniel Berry, Happy New Year's, man. I hope 2026 brings you some good, some happiness, good, some joy, right? Hopefully 2026 is a good year for you, man. Again, I hope 2026 is a better year for everybody. But yeah, folks, listen, I know I've been live for almost an hour. I know I said I was going to try and keep it short, but obviously the conversation always leads to, for me to stream a little bit longer, but it's always enjoyable. I do appreciate it. But, Brian Hayes. Never mind. Yeah, I was like, didn't he? I got confused with the name. Yeah, Brian Hayes is the guy, not Austin Hayes. That was, my brain is off. But what else is new? It was Brian Hayes. Yeah, but anyway, folks, I am gonna wrap it up here, though. I am gonna wrap it up here. I appreciate you all. Right. Thank you all very much. I mean, thank you all for another great year of the Strike Zone. It is greatly appreciated, you guys and gals. You guys and gals are the best, really. I'm hoping this channel continues to grow. Obviously, the big goal now is try to get to 3,000 subscribers. I hope to break that this year. Hopefully I meet we meet some new people on this channel. Hopefully we get some new subscribers. I would greatly appreciate it. But thank you all again for making this another great year for the channel. It's been a great year for the Strike Zone. Let's see what 2026 has in store for the channel, and let's hope for an amazing 2026. I hope 2026 brings, again, nothing but joy and happiness for all of you. Hopefully you all accomplish your goals, whatever that may be. You guys are great. You guys and gals are the best. Thank you all for your continued support. But I'm going to log off here one final time for 2025. I will see you all in 2026. I may not go live as much, obviously if there's like big Yankees news, right? I'll go live. We'll talk about it. Let's hope for some big Yankees news in 2026. Let's see what the year has in store for all of us, for the Yankees, but let's hope it's a great one. But thank you all again. Thank you all for your continued support. Thank you for another great 2025. Let's enter 2026. Let's start the year off strong. And thank you all for your support. Make sure you all hit the like button on the way out. If you haven't hit the like button, let's get those likes up. Hit that subscribe button if you're new and you're watching this for the first time. I would greatly appreciate it. Let's continue growing this channel. And keep sharing this channel out. Keep sharing this channel with everybody. Let's get some more subscribers. Let's talk about. Let's hopefully I'll meet some. I want to meet more and more people, baseball fans. I don't care if you're a fan of another team. Please come in, join us, join me, man. I love meeting fans from other teams too. So it's always a great time. But thank you all very much. Be safe out there. If you're going out, be safe. Have a happy new year, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you all very much. And as always, let's go Yankees.